There's a stretch of highway in the American desert, known as Route 66, where legends and loneliness travel side by side. Truckers whisper about a house that shouldn't exist, one that appears only when the sun begins to die, casting long shadows across the cracked asphalt. Most people dismiss it as another roadside myth, but for Ethan Caldwell, the myth became real. He wasn't looking for trouble, at night only a shortcut. But the deeper he drove into that fading light, the more it felt like the desert itself was breathing. The radio hummed static, headlights flickered, and then, out of nowhere, he saw it. A two-story house sitting alone, wooden boards gray and dry, its windows glowing faintly as if something inside was waiting. Ethan slowed down. Curiosity beat against common sense. And when he turned down that dirt path toward the house, Route 66 fell completely silent. The tires crunched over gravel as Ethan pulled up to the house. The air was still, unnaturally so. No wind, no insects, only the soft ticking of his car engine cooling down. The house looked old, but not abandoned. Curtains hung neatly behind dusty windows. A rusted mailbox still bore the name W. Harland. He knocked on the front door once. The echo stretched far too long, as if the house itself was breathing him in. Then the door creaked open slowly, deliberately, without anyone touching it. Inside, the smell of old wood and rain greeted him. The floorboards groaned beneath his boots, and from somewhere deeper inside, a record player started to spin, playing a faint 1940s love song. The lights flickered to life one by one. "Hello," Ethan called. "Is anyone here?" No answer. Just the soft melody drifting through the air. He stepped farther in, every instinct telling him to leave. But the warmth of the house was strange, inviting, almost alive. His reflection in a dusty mirror behind him blinked a second too late. Ethan wandered into what looked like a living room. Framed photographs lined the walls, black and white images of a smiling family. A man, woman, and a young girl, frozen in moments of joy. But when Ethan looked closer, his heart skipped. In every photo, the same house was behind them, only newer, brighter, a live dot. Then he noticed something else. The family appeared less human in each frame. In one, their smiles looked forced. In another, the girl's eyes seemed completely black. A cold shiver crawled down his spine. He turned around and saw the same photograph lying face down on the coffee table, but the image was different. It was him, standing in front of the house. Tonight, Ethan stumbled back, knocking over a lamp. The record skipped, screeching into silence. Then, footsteps. Upstairs, slow, deliberate, coming toward the staircase. Ethan reached for the front door, but it was locked. The doorknob wouldn't move. He tried the window sealed shut. His breathing grew heavy as the footsteps above creaked closer. He spotted the staircase and slowly ascended, flashlight trembling in his hand. The second floor smelled of burnt wood and perfume. The walls were covered in peeling floral wallpaper, and at the end of the hall stood a door slightly ajar, light leaking through the crack, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. "Who's there?" he whispered. A child's giggle floated down the hallway. He pushed the door open. Inside was a little girl's room-pink curtains, a rocking horse, dolls lying neatly on a shelf. But the air was freezing cold. Every doll's head was turned toward the door. On the bed sat the little girl from the photographs. Her eyes were hollow, her smile too wide. "Mommy said we've been waiting for you," she whispered. Ethan stepped back, flashlight flickering. When he looked again, the girl was gone, but the dolls were standing now, each one holding something small and sharp. Ethan bolted from the room, heart pounding. He ran down the stairs, shouting for help, but his voice died in the air. The front door was still locked. That's when he heard a phone ringing somewhere deep below. In the basement, he followed the sound, each step down creaking louder than the last. The air grew colder, heavier. Cobwebs brushed his face as he reached the bottom. A single light bulb swung gently overhead. In the corner sat an old rotary phone, ringing steadily. He picked it up with trembling hands. A voice whispered on the other end, broken and distant. "You shouldn't have come back, Ethan." His blood froze. "Who is this?" he demanded. Static hissed, then laughter low, distorted, echoing like it came from the walls themselves. And then he saw it. On the basement wall, written in fresh red paint, "Welcome home." He stumbled backward, flashlight clattering to the ground. The house began to hum a deep, guttural vibration from beneath the floorboards. The wallpaper peeled away, revealing names carved into the wood beneath. Dozens of them. Every name ended with the same date, November 13th. Ethan's breathing quickened. That was today. The humming turned into whispers. Faces began to emerge from the walls half-formed, screaming silently, their mouths stretching in agony. The radio upstairs came alive again, the same love song playing backward now, filling the air with distorted melody. And then he saw her, the woman from the photograph standing at the top of the stairs. Her face pale, eyes hollow, voice trembling like wind through broken glass. "You never left, Ethan," she said softly. "You died here." Ethan froze. Memories flashed: an old car crash, headlights, the sound of his own scream. He remembered now. Route 66, the detour, the house that appeared from nowhere. He wasn't a visitor. He was one of them. Morning came quietly, painting the desert gold. A truck driver passing through Route 66 spotted an old house in the distance and slowed down. He swore it hadn't been there the day before. Curious, he stopped, stepped out, and called out for anyone inside. But the house was empty, at least. That's what it seemed. On the dusty coffee table, a photograph lay under the sunlight. It showed a man standing in front of the house, smiling faintly. Below the photo, scribbled in ash and dust, were two words: "Help me." The trucker blinked, unsettled, then turned to leave as he stepped outside. He noticed something strange. His truck, which had been idling seconds ago, was now gone. In its place, only tire marks leading straight toward the horizon, fading into the endless road. And when he turned back, the house had disappeared. Only the wind remained whispering through Route 66. Sometimes the road remembers those who travel it. Sometimes the houses we find are not built for the living. If you ever drive down Route 66 and see a house that wasn't there before, don't stop, don't look back. Because once you do, the house remembers you too.